Hi, welcome back to Real World Reviews. This is Cody Williams, and we are talking about the movie Don't Breathe 2. It is the long-awaited, anticipated sequel to one of the most innovative horror films that I have ever seen from the past few years. If you haven't yet seen the first movie, please go do so immediately. After the critical and commercial success of the first film, talks for a sequel began way back in November of 2016, with the original director returning back, but as a writer this time around. The director that's replacing him was the co-writer for the first Don't Breathe movie and also the Evil Dead remake from 2013, which will make this particular film his directorial debut. Is this new sequel just as good as the first movie, or quite possibly even better? Well, let's talk about it. Set a few years after the initial deadly home invasion from the first film, the blind Norman Nordstrom has been hiding out in an isolated cabin who has taken in and raised a young girl orphaned from a house fire. Their quiet existence is shattered when a group of kidnappers show up and take the girl, forcing Norman to leave a safe haven to rescue her. Oh boy, where do I even begin? Because I don't know what to say. After seeing the sequel, you can kinda guess already that I was a bit disappointed. Then again, the joke's on me, because I went in with high expectations. So if you don't want to fall victim to the same predicament like I did, don't go into this movie expecting much. It's not overly terrible, because there are some good things to be admired. But in actuality, the film's execution could have been a whole lot better. First off, I just want to point out how amazing Stephen Lang is as the blind man. He was utterly phenomenal in the first movie and carries the same energy and devotion into this sequel. What I don't like about his character is how this new film tries to make us sympathize with him after the horrific stuff he pulls off in the first movie. With the sequel painting him as a hero, so to speak, it's kind of hard to forget the prior terrible things he's done. I don't know how else to say it, but the movie gives off mixed signals as far as his character goes. As far as other characters go, I really enjoyed child actress Madelyn Grace. She was fantastic with what she had to work with. As we get introduced to the kidnappers, who are ultimately about as bad as they come, I just don't know who to root for. I won't say why because of spoilers, but you'll just have to see the movie for yourself to understand. While the film explores why the kidnappers are doing what they do, the movie itself is muddled with a tantalizing subplot that is rather forgettable. What the movie does an excellent job at the most is the shock factor, which features some of the most grueling grotesqueries as when the blind man takes out the kidnappers one by one. With all that aside, the action scenes involved are pretty fun to watch, I will admit. Where the first movie excelled at capturing nail-biting tension and suspense, this sequel just doesn't quite measure up to its predecessor. See, that's what I was expecting more out of this new movie, whereas it put little effort to keep me on the edge of my seat. I enjoy the intimate setting when the film takes place at the blind man's house, as he has the home advantage. However, as the movie goes on and we leave the house, the movie just loses its footing along the way. I can understand a blind person knowing every single nook and cranny of their own home, but when he's out and about, I just find it hard to believe the stuff that he manages to pull off in the latter part. Overall, Don't Breathe 2 is one of those movies that will be a mixed bag for some, myself included. While it does have some cool stuff going on throughout, there are several aspects that ultimately failed to deliver. I don't downright hate the movie, but I was still disappointed regardless. Either way, this film just feels a tad above average for my liking. I give this movie a C+. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Keep up my real reviews.